Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is my second video that I am uploading, and I want to start it off with a little Bible study that I have done. I originally wrote this June 17th of 2024, I think. Yeah, I think it was 2024. And I will be teaching you guys, I guess you could say that, about the unruly tongue. So I will be getting my information from James 3:7-12. James 3 and verse 7 says, "For every kind of beast, and of birds, and of serpents, and of things in the sea is tamed, and have been tamed by mankind. But the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceedeth blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not be. Doth the fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter? Can a fig tree, my brethren, bear olive berries? Either a vine figs, so can no fountain both yield salt water and fresh water." So this verse is simply talking about, in some situations it can be hard to control our tongue, but in verse 8 it says no man can tame it. So why should we try? Like, why are we trying to tame our own tongue when we're supposed to give our whole body to Jesus, our mind, our everything. Like, let him control it, So when we try to do it on our own, that's where we mess up. We can't do it, and we can't do this on our own. John 15:5 is talking about it's basically talking about how God is the vine and we are the branches. I think that's what it says. That God is the vine and we are the branches. We are nothing. We are nothing without God. So if a branch do not have a vine, it is nothing, So if God said we can do nothing without him, what make us think we can do anything without him? What make us think we can do anything without him? Because the Lord says in his word that you can do nothing without me. We can't do anything without God. And that's why we need him so much, and that's why we need to let him take control over our lives and let him illustrate our story, and let him write our story instead of jumping in and trying to intervene into what he's trying to do. In Philippians 4:13 it says, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Through Christ. Notice it says through Christ. Not through my brother, not through my sister, not through my mom, not through my dad, not through my telephone, not through my skincare routine, not through any of that, not through any motivational video that pop up when you scroll. No, through Christ. I can do all things through me who strengthen me. No, that's not what it says. So we should stop trying to do things on our own and allow Jesus to step into our life, because when he steps into our life, everything changes. I know it's going to be hard. I know it's going to be hard to give him full control over your life and to trust him through the process, but hey, when you start trusting him, it'll get better. When you start giving him your devoted time, when you start really deep diving into your word and trusting him and giving him your all, you'll really see a change in your life. And that is really when he'll begin to work in your life. When you can't just say I trust in God, but you're over here trying to make something out of nothing. You can't say you trust in God when God said he will bless you with something, or he'll give you something. This light keep falling. When God said he'll give you something, and you think that you're supposed to, when God said, okay, picture this in your mind. God sent you a dream, right? And in that dream, you're interacting with Jesus. You're literally speaking to him. It's so real that you don't even want to wake up, right? In that dream, God tells you he will give you a new house. He will give it to you. And he says, all you have to do is trust in me. All you have to do is just lean on me. Okay? He says, all you have to do is just trust in me, lean on me, right? You go out searching on Zillow, searching on rental, whatever, and looking for a house when God said that he will give you a house. I'm not saying you don't have to put in work, but I'm saying it's kind of showing that you're not really trusting in him, you know? It's kind of showing you're so anxious that you can't be patient when that time come around for God to bless you. When that time come around for God to open doors for you. And that's kind of how I look at it. Like, we just gotta trust God, trust his process, trust his timing. Because in I think it's Ephesians, it's one of the E's in the Bible, Ecclesiastes or Ephesians. I'm sorry, I did not know the Bible from front to back, but I think it's Ephesians or Ecclesiastes. I'm leaning more towards Ephesians though. It talks about how there's a season for everything. There's a time for there's a time to hate, there's a time to love, there's a time to die, there's a time to live. And it goes on and on about there's a time for everything, you know? And that's what we gotta do. We gotta trust God's timing. That's what we gotta get better at, you know? We gotta get better at trusting his timing and letting God take control. Because us new generation, we want things to go fast. We want things to go smooth. We want to get right to the point. But hey, God likes to take his time on his perfect creations. He created me and you. What is that verse? I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous. Marvelous is his works. When he create things, he create them marvelous. So trust his timing. If you rush to get that thing, it's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be what you really wanted. Okay, say this, okay. I'm cooking a hamburger, right? My sister wants it right now. She wants it right now. So she put her raw meat hamburger in the microwave. She takes it out, it's not cooked. Because she wants it fast. She wants it right away, but she has to wait. And she don't like waiting. So she put it in the microwave and she ended up still with raw meat, not what she wants. My pastor said this the other day. We want everything fast. We want everything microwave because, you know, microwaves cook things fast. We want it microwave, but it's not like that with God. We have to endure. And yeah, I just think that's really what we have to realize, is that when we try to do things on our own, we do it so fast that we don't get what we should, what God will give us. If that's making sense. I'm trying to make sense here, you know. I'm trying to make sense here, and I hope I'm making sense for you guys to understand. But yeah, we just gotta lean on him and lean on his understanding, you know. It's so many verses that's coming to my mind right now. I'm getting trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. And I'm getting the Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Like, and faith without works is dead. You know, I'm getting all these verses that's coming to my mind, and it's just so wonderful how these verses could be put in my mind just like that. And I just hope that encouraged you guys. You know, read your Bible today. Try to spend at least 5 minutes with God. Try to spend at least 30 minutes with God. You know, start slow. Okay, you can read one verse. That's 1 minute of your day dedicated to God. You're feeding your soul his word. So that's 1 minute dedicated to God. Okay, next, I want to go a little deeper. I want to read 2 more verses. Okay, you're going to do 5 minutes with God, okay? I mean, 2 more verses ain't really 5 more minutes. But, you know, if you keep going, it's going to turn to 5 minutes. And then you want to read 10 more minutes. 10 more minutes with God. That is really good. Because if you spend 10 minutes in your word and 10 minutes praying, that'll equal up to 20 minutes. I'm just like, well, it will, but, you know, we're supposed to give our God out. We're supposed to give God our all. And yeah, just take it slow. If you're beginning, if you're just beginning on reading your word, if you're just starting off as a Christian, don't get discouraged. Keep your head up. Keep smiling. Keep digging in your word. It'll pay off. It will. Because it wasn't really a long time ago. It was more like probably 3 years ago. I used to try so hard to read my word, but it would never stick with me, you know? It would never stick in my brain, and it'll never have an effect on my life. I would just read the word so I could say that I read my word today, you know? And I really didn't take my relationship with God seriously back then as much as I do now, you know? So just take it slow, and as long as God see that you're putting in work, oh my goodness, so many verses is coming up to my mind. Like I said, faith without works is dead. So if you're not trying to achieve that goal of being in your word more, how you expect to be in your word more? If you're just sitting down scrolling on Instagram, scrolling on YouTube Shorts, scrolling on TikTok all day, how you expect yourself to just one day, oh my goodness, I know the whole Bible? No, it's not gonna work like that, you know? And that's what I used to think. I used to think if I just asked God, Lord, help me, Lord, to dive deep into your word, and I would just sit there, look at my Bible, and just sit there, you know? And I just sit there, and I would watch TV, I would eat, I would stay up late, not spending my time on anything godly. And I would expect God to just miraculously, I know the whole Bible. No, it takes work. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes focus. But like, if you don't really dive deep into your word, it'll just be like you reading a book and don't remember anything, and it'll be just I'm trying to think of something. Okay. It's a verse out there in the Bible. It's kind of talking about, well, it is talking about be doers of the word and not just hearers, because you're fooling yourself. If you're just going to church, if you're just listening to a podcast, if you're just reading the Bible or listening to the Bible. See, I started off listening to the Bible and used to think that would actually help me remember, but it actually didn't. I had to literally read my physical Bible. I had to dive into my word. And it was not until last year, I think, last year that I started to really, or was it the beginning of this year? It was one of the two that I really started to dive deep into my word, and that's when I bought this notebook. Don't judge it, but that's when I bought this notebook, and that's when I began to start writing. But that's when I began to start writing about different things. And the reason it's a blank page after that is I actually started to hang up inspiration on my wall. I can show you guys real quick. I started to hang this stuff up on my wall so that I won't just have my notebook, because if I have, excuse my toothbrush, y'all. Okay, so I wanted it to be more visible, because like most of the time I won't go back and read my stuff that is in my notebook, and I would just let it sit there and write, you know, and let my thoughts go into this, but never really apply it. So I had to put it up there, my notes and my prayers, so that I can remember it. And I still do kind of sometimes like to journal in this. But yeah, what was I talking about? I kind of veered off topic. I don't forgot. I'm sorry, what was I talking about?
2,000 years later.
Oh, being a doer of the word rather than just a hearer. Now, when we actually do the word and apply it to our lives, we'll notice a big change. A big change. I mean a big change in our lives. Like, you will just feel so good every day. I mean, not every day, because you will have some bad days. God never promised us that we won't have struggles, that we won't have bad days, but you know, we'll have good days and bad days, but we have to learn how to endure through those rough times and through those bad days, you know. And sometimes God give us bad days as a test. God likes to test us, you know. I'll tell y'all a story about it, probably next vlog, or probably another vlog to come. But there's a point in my life when I felt like I just couldn't do it anymore. There's a point in my life where I felt like God had stopped speaking to me, where I felt like God had just blocked my number, basically. And yeah, I felt very, very bad about that. And I can't spoil the story now, because that's a really good story and I really want to share it on its own video, because it's a really long story. I'm so excited to tell you guys about it. I'm sorry. But like, yeah, it's just so wonderful when you actually give yourself to God, and when you actually commit to Him, and when you actually dedicate your life to Him, because it'll just change your life tremendously. Like, yeah, it'll just yeah. But like, it'll just be so good, you know. It's like you can't even explain it. Like, you gotta do it for yourself. But I think that is all for this video. I thank you guys so much for tuning in, for watching, and I thank you guys so much for 2 subscribers. Thank you guys so much. And I just pray that you guys have an awesome morning, awesome day today. Pray that you guys read your word. Don't forget to read your word, and don't forget to pray to God. Thank Him for waking you up this morning, and thank Him for giving you breath and life in your body today. Yeah, just don't forget to thank God, because He didn't have to wake you up this morning. But I thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for tuning into this video, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, awesome day. Don't forget to stay hopeful, stay positive. Bye, y'all.